Welcome to Automating Success. I'm your host, Joe Langton. This is my daughter and co-host, Julia Langton.
Yep, that's me.
And today, this is our second podcast now. And we get to interview Julia. And Julia says to me today, are you sure we can't interview somebody else? I say, yeah, there's this guest list of people waiting just to come and do this today. So anyways, we're hoping this will be entertaining. I kind of wished we were recording the whole beginning of this, talking about how this interview was going to go. But, we should have a lot to talk about. Anybody that's around Julia and I know we're quite an interesting duo. We stand the same. We typically do little things that make people really realize that we are definitely father-daughter.
Wow, that's a lot. We stand the same. That's it. That's all we got. That's all you listed.
We have more. I just,
that's all you listed.
I just feel like that's, what else do we have then?
Dude,
come on, big talker.
You said it, not me. Right. Except we're the same.
Yeah, we are. But we look different. But we're the same. So, all right. So the thing that I want to say, that I want to tell you to make sure is that I hear from so many people that there's the Julia Langton that I know, how she acts around dad. And then the Julia Langton. Did you see something just like fell? I swear to God, I hope it wasn't a spider. I'm seriously. Maybe this is going to make for good podcast recording.
Hey, I told you this is a one take only, so don't mess it up.
If a tarantula starts crawling on me during this, doesn't need some crazy shit. Anyways, all right, let's get back. I got to get back on track here. It's been a long Monday. So I want the Julia that apparently the friends know and the other, 19 to 20 some year old kids know, because that's really the Julia that I want to learn about, and I'm sure our audience is going to want to learn about.
I'm telling you, I'm the same all the way around.
Well, then good. We'll see. So Jules, tell me some background on yourself, the way you see it, and you can talk to the audience a little bit about family, faith, things you like to do in your spare time.
Okay. Well, I'm 19. I'm an only child, but I have, 1, 2, 3, 4 stepbrothers and a stepsister. So that's a lot. This is hard. This is hard when it's on you. I played volleyball. I go to MCC right now, studying business management. This is way harder when it's you. Let me tell you that, because I feel like I just gave a whole background. It was about 10 seconds.
Well, this is so what's cool about this is the first podcast we did, I got to do what I do a lot, and I got to talk about myself, because at the end of the day, as business owners, a lot of times we're selling ourselves. People buy product and services, but at the end of the day, they want to buy from somebody that they trust. So a lot of times, I think any business owner knows we're selling ourselves. But this is good for me too. It puts me on the spot, because a lot of people that haven't produced a podcast themselves, you realize when you start to do it that you have to step outside of your comfort zone. So it's up to me to get us the time, and I have to draw the stuff out. So you said you played volleyball. What position did you play? I know as your dad, you played several positions, but let's talk about that, because I think there's more you can elaborate on.
Okay. I played as an outside, a middle hitter, and a right side. My favorite would probably be an outside. Middle, definitely the worst position you can ever play ever in the world. That is terrible. I didn't enjoy it, but it got me super fit. Right side was also not that fun, but I did it. That's it. I played those 3. I didn't like passing, so don't put me back there. I can't do it. Well, I can do it. I just don't enjoy it. That's it. That's what I got.
Okay.
That's what I played.
So I can tell you.
I do play with him now in a league. I carry the team. I am better, even though I'm 5'8", 5'9" on a good day, and he's 6'4", and I still hit better on a men's net.
That's a straight up lie.
Listen, I might be talking smack. Actually, see though, in the league I set, and I didn't do that regularly, but I think I'm fine at that too.
Setting. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm fine
told you
at that.
You should have set in high school, and that when it might have been different for you, but.
Well, I didn't want to do that either.
Yeah.
So, but I can set you, and I carry.
So basically what she's saying is she never listens to me. unless I pay her to listen to me, and then she listens. But the
if you want to put it that way,
yeah. I mean, when it came down to volleyball, if I made suggestions, she kind of looked at me like, "Yeah, Dad."
Setting's not fun though. I don't really typically enjoy it that much because when I'm not doing well, it's not fun. But that's the same with hitting, I guess. So either way.
Yeah. So I feel it's important for people to know that Julia does not hit better than me on the nights that we're hitting. But I will tell you. But I will say,
okay.
on a women's net playing club volleyball, it was the most fun I've ever had in my life watching my daughter play. And yes, you would crush the ball.
See, and
I will say that I miss it. And it'll be a memory for me forever.
Here, let's bring up what I am better at, even on the high net. Do you know it?
Well, there's actually several things. First of all, she's much more composed than I am. Apparently, I should wear a bag over my face because I look too angry. And Julia always has to remind me to smile because.
Okay, I do, but that's not what I was thinking.
She thinks I bring the team down. You probably pass better than I do.
Okay, also not what I was thinking. See, now I'm just making him list off all the things I'm better at, but it's still not the one I was going for.
Well, unfortunately, the list was not as long as you might think it was.
Blocking. I'm a better blocker.
Julia is a better blocker than me. Now, would you like to explain why you're a better blocker?
Because you're going to say you jump too high and then it hits your forehead or something. But that's not it. His form is bad. It's terrible.
Well,
no, he blocks with his arms like a field goal just for the ball to go right through him. And then when he does hit the ball, he gorilla bats it to the other court.
I'm a large man, and we have to set a scene here. I am a football player at heart that became a volleyball player. So yes, sometimes my form is lacking. I am a Hulk crush ball guy, and I do it in a weird way.
That is Hulk smash.
Hulk smash, but I'm talking about volleyball.
Yeah, but all right.
Anyways, the point is that I'm trying to make.
Well, the point is. We see, okay, he can't block. He cannot pass. I'm a better setter. I'm more composed. And he is a better hitter. So that's 4-to-1 ratio.
I think I'm a better server.
I didn't say I was a better server. 4-2.
Okay.
I'm still better.
I actually think I'm pretty decent at passing. I have to say.
I think you're decent, but I think I'm better.
All right, we're going to move on. We're going to agree to disagree.
He's getting heated.
I feel like I'm getting red. People that are listening on the radio, you can't see it, but if you're watching on YouTube, I'm getting a little heated here. But that's okay.
Dad, I didn't mean it, okay? I meant some of it.
Actually, you did mean it. You're probably right on most of it. But that's okay. But
hey, the hitting.
Let's remember, football is my sport. Football is my sport. So anyways, all right. So you talked a little about family, recreation. You kind of skip past the faith, and that's probably my fault, because, so anyways, though, so we're moving past that. So, so your upbringing, you want to talk a little bit about that, just kind of any key moments in your life getting brought up, first job.
Okay. Well, my first job will be here, really.
Yeah.
But Mom always gives me a hard time, actually quite frequently. And she goes, you have literally never had to apply to any job ever. You have literally never experienced having to go through an interview. And she's right. But I'm happy for that because I don't want to do that. But this would be my first job. I started as, let's see. Well, see, I remember way back in the day, I don't even know how old I was. And it was when the nursery was still popping. And you had the pond with the little deck thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yep, I forgot we demoed that. But
okay.
I do. We have LS tractors parked there now, by the way.
Okay, so it was way back when, and I think you told me, it had to be you. I was young. You told me you'd pay me $2 an hour. I don't know how I remember this so well. I was young.
So she was really young, so I don't want any labor law things getting looked up right now.
No, it was just,
I'm a little
it was just for fun. No.
Okay, $2 an hour.
$2 an hour to water the trees. And Grandma was with me.
Okay.
And I was watering the trees, doing my thing. And then I guess I got to a point where I didn't want to water those trees anymore. So Grandma watered the trees for me. I'd say that was my first job.
I don't even remember this, and I'm embarrassed that I want to dispute the $2 an hour.
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe that's my young mind. But, okay, he gave me set amount of money. to water the trees. And long story short, I had good old Granny, the OG gangsta, water the trees for me, and I just ran around, I think.
That's a typical mom thing to do, is do the work and let the kid take the credit for it. But I'll have to talk to my mom about that. I could see her doing that.
She definitely did it. She probably won't remember. I don't even know why I remember. It's like the one memory I have being young, watering those.
Yeah.
That was it. Then I worked in the office back there, entering invoices in QuickBooks.
That's right. You did. You did a good job doing that.
I did a great job, but it wasn't fun. Still don't enjoy it. I wouldn't enjoy that. Actually, it wasn't that bad, but I went from doing that to then AOS, I guess.
Yeah.
That was like the climb up.
Yep. So do you remember driving to volleyball and me trying to tell you to make decisions while we were driving?
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd you feel about that?
I didn't feel good about it in the moment.
What'd you used to tell me all the time?
I said, Dad, I'm not you. And now that I get older, I think I am actually you a little bit, but I still make less decisions.
Yeah. But is it fair to say that yet again, I was right? I knew.
Listen, you didn't have, if I had known you were going there with that statement, I would have just disagreed from the get-go.
So that's what's awesome, because as the person doing the interview, I led you right into that direction.
All right.
This is journalism at its best right there.
He has potential to be right sometimes.
Yes.
And in this instance, he was. In plenty others, he's probably not usually. So.
We'll skip past all those.
That's the deets. That's the drama.
So why don't we tell the audience about that first day that you really realized that you were an entrepreneur at 19?
Oh, man.
Doing the franchise documents?
Oh.
I see this was not as memorable as I thought it was going to be.
Well, do you mean getting the franchise set up or signing them?
Well.
Now signing that, okay, getting the franchise set up had to be the hardest day of work in my life that I didn't even clock in for. Like, I didn't, because I, A, didn't think it'd be like that. B, I didn't think it'd be that long. C, I mean, I really didn't care to clock in. But I was like, wow, this is like, I got out of that meeting and I was so drained. I was like, that didn't even make sense to me. And I didn't even do the talking. It was him. So definitely it wasn't that day.
So here, let's set the scene, because this is actually a good talking point for automating success. So anybody that's following us, they know that we are aiming to be one of the innovators and one of the largest dealers and distributors of automated outdoor equipment. That being said, we're also working on starting a franchise called AOS Franchising. And the goal is to take landscapers and basically help convert their books of business together as a partnership, basically. So anyways, I take Julia to this, and I don't think she realized, I will say, I don't think we both realized what we were getting in for. You know, you go to the attorney and they close you in the room and basically say, we're going to write these franchise documents and we're going to order food, and it's like we're just not leaving until it's done.
A list of 100 and so questions just back to back that he had typed out. Yeah. And because we met with him before, and I was like, this is awesome. I want to go to this meeting. I don't even think you were like, do you want to go? Like, yeah. I said, yeah. I want to be there. That was so exciting. Then I was there and I was like, wow, this is not what I expected.
So now here's the thing. I was, as Julia was talking, she said that she was there for a long time and didn't get to clock in. And I think that is literally what I kind of led her into. The first eye opener for her as a business owner, right? So as business owners, we do things every day that we don't get to clock in for. Most people, when they have jobs, they're used to being on the clock, clocked in, and what am I going to get paid for? And that's definitely not something entrepreneurs get to do. We spend a lot of time on the hope that we're going to make money from something, or the hope that we're going to change an industry or change the world. That's just the way we think, right? So that was, in my opinion, one of your first eye openers. And secondly, when the attorney asked where I wanted to list Julia, and I said, well, she's COO, and
that was a big
she's going to have
I'll admit that was
ownership
a big day.
of this. That was kind of a surprise, I think, for her, right?
That was a surprise,
because I kind of kept that with me. This kind of
and I didn't expect anything of that either.
Yeah, Yeah, but the thing about it is, it's important to say, because this podcast is going to start to get into father daughter, father son like type businesses where there's going to be a secession type takeover, and to me, the decision was easy because you're there, not clocked in. You're sitting there, sitting in a room where most 19-year-olds wouldn't ever volunteer to do. And that's where, for me, as a father and a mentor, the decision becomes easy, right? We have stepkids or stepsons that would not have volunteered to go sit in that room without getting paid and put in their input. So these are the things that separate people. And if you're going to listen to this podcast and wonder what people like myself look for, we look for the person that volunteers their time, because we're volunteering our time constantly. And quite honestly, there's a lot of people I'll listen to or I'll get asked as a mentor, sometimes people feel like they're getting passed up or opportunities are passing them by. And this is kind of a good plug for me to say that if you feel like opportunities are passing, it's because you're not putting in the free time, the time that opportunists put in. Like I see myself as someone that sees opportunity, jumps on that opportunity without any knowledge whether or not that's going to pay out. But you take the opportunity and you try to put your touch on it, and then you hope for the best. So that's number one. Then secondly, you started to say it when those documents showed up. How exciting was that?
That was exciting. Well, because I signed for you and John to get this, whatever it was for. I had to practice my signature because it was really official. And now let me say, I think I have an amazing signature. I think it looks nice. I actually, in my camera roll, I took a picture of the documents that I signed because that was a big moment. But there's like this one day, it was for a crown commitment, actually. It's super random. And I had like this really nice pen, signed my signature, and I was like, wow, that looks good. So I took a picture of it just to keep it.
Get used to it because you do a lot of signing as a business.
No, but I already have a good signature. But for these documents, I did 10 warm-up signatures before I signed the documents. So that was a big day. That was exciting.
Yeah, so kind of cool.
So that'd be it.
Right.
That's a day.